Islam Productions presents
Pray as you have seen me pray.
The Night Journey. One calm night in Mecca, 1 year before the migration to Medina, the roof of the Prophet Muhammad's house was opened while he was sleeping, and the noble angel Gabriel came towards him. There the Prophet, peace be upon him, saw a white creature, smaller than a mule, larger than a donkey, with wings on each side of its hind legs. The Prophet, peace be upon him, mounted the creature, and they took off north to Bayt al-Maqdis in Jerusalem. This part of the journey is referred to as Al-Isra.
سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد.
It is during this miraculous journey that Allah made the daily prayers compulsory. Initially, 50 daily prayers for the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his followers. Go back to your Lord and ask him to reduce the burden on your people. Hygiene in Islam. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that cleanliness is one half of faith. Fingernails and toenails should be clipped. Pubic hair and armpits should be shaved at least once every 40 days. One of the 3 things Muhammad, peace be upon him, loved was perfume. Wudu, ablution. Allah does not accept the prayer of one who has nullified his ablution until he performs it again. Washing the hands. Muhammad, peace be upon him, poured water on his hands and washed them 3 times. Then he wiped his head and entered his 2 index fingers into his ears and wiped the backs of his ears with his thumbs. Summary: make an intention and say Bismillah. Wash the hands. Rinse the mouth. General points about ablution. Water usage. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to perform a complete ablution with just 2 handfuls of water. Brushing the teeth. What nullifies ablution? After one uses the toilet, touching the private parts. Tayammum, dry ablution. Strike the palms of the hands once on clean earth, such as sand, or any clean surface on which dust has collected. When bathing is required, performing ghusl. After sexual intercourse, after having a wet dream, then he took some water and put his fingers to the roots of his hair to the extent that he sees that the skin is wet.
Allahu Akbar. Hayya ala salat.
Importance of prayer. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, if a person had a stream outside his door and he bathed in it 5 times a day, would they have any filth left on them? The people said, no filth would remain on them whatsoever. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, between a person and disbelief is leaving the prayer. Place of prayer. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, the earth has been made for me and for my followers a place for praying. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prohibited prayer in 7 places: dunghills, slaughterhouses, graveyards, proper dress. For the men, just above the navel to just below the knees. The shoulders must be covered, facing the Qibla, direction of prayer.
ومن حيث خرجت فول وجهك شطر المسجد.
When the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, stood for prayer, he would face the Kaaba. Times for prayer.
إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا.
Fajr prayer, morning prayer. The time of the morning prayer is from the appearance of the dawn until the time of sunrise. Forbidden time. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "There is no prayer after the morning prayer until the sun has completely risen." Placing a sutra, barrier or screen. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "When one of you prays, he should pray towards his sutra, and he should be close to it." Intention. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The reward of deeds depends upon the intention, and a person will get the reward according to what he has intended." The Prophet, peace be upon him, would raise his hands with his fingers slightly spread apart, level with his shoulders, while saying the takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, would then recite another chapter from the Quran. The purity.
Surah Al-Ikhlas. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahu Samad.
He does not produce a child, and he was not born of anyone, and there is no one equal to him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, would recite the Quran in slow, measured, rhythmic tones as Allah had instructed him. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, bowed in prayer, he kept his back level, such that if water was poured on it, the water would not run off.
Subhana Rabbiyal A'la.
How perfect is my Lord, the Most High.
Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullah.
Peace be on you and the mercy of Allah. The 5 daily prayers. Morning prayer, 2 units. Noon prayer, 4 units. Everything that Allah prescribes has a wisdom behind it. The medical world is continuously discovering amazing medical benefits from performing prayer and ablution. The adhan, the call to prayer.
Hundreds of years later, this call to prayer continues to sound from city to city, from country to country, around the world, 5 times a day.
One Islam Productions, an Islamic film studio established in Australia, is dedicated to producing films for all Muslims. Just some of the films by One Islam Productions: children's programs, Islam for Me, We Remember Allah, Storytime, and more. Educational films, Pray as You Have Seen Me Pray, Words, Ramadan, Renewal of Faith. Documentaries. We at One Islam Productions believe that Islam is precious and deserves to be presented in only the highest quality. Visit us at www.oneislam.net for more information. One Islam Productions, a film production company run by Muslims for Muslims.